Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, Governor Andy Beshear offered some new comments on the controversial homecoming activities at Hazard High School this week while he was in Perry County this morning. WYMT's Zach Hawk has the details.
We asked Governor Beshear if he has heard from school officials, and he told us he has not. He went on to add that the type of activities shown in the photos should not occur in schools. He also said that he knows Mayor and Principal Happy Mobilini and that he is a good man, but that this situation is a mistake that should be owned and fixed so it does not happen in the future.
And then I think there needs to be a dialogue with the kids too, just about what can or cannot be appropriate in the world that they're going out into.
The governor also said that the school should be transparent with its findings. We have reached out to School Superintendent Sandra Combs but have not heard back. In Hazard, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
And Happy Mobilini has declined our repeated requests for an interview. Zach will have more from Governor Beshear coming up tonight at 6. You've probably heard about all the signs and symptoms of a heart attack, but today is World Stroke Day. Dr. Raj Narula says it's important to bring awareness to strokes every day because there's a lot of people who do not know about them and the symptoms can vary. While knowing the difference in symptoms is important, the biggest overall difference in heart attacks and strokes are the side effects that can come after.
A good portion of these patients will have some speech problem. They won't be able to have that same conversation with you sitting across the table in lunch, right? They may have a disability where now it's difficult for them to even use the bathroom themselves. They need assistance with things like that.
Dr. Narula says it's important to him to bring awareness to strokes because they can be preventable.
Good afternoon from the first annual Appalachian Moonshine Music and Artisan Makers Festival. It's been a great day here in downtown Pikeville so far. We've got plenty more to go, and weather outside of the last half hour or so has cooperated. Many of us, though, starting to see some showers moving in. Camera from the University of Virginia at Wise showing the overcast we've seen throughout the day. We've had some peaks of sun, same thing that we've had here into Pikeville as we've gone through the day today. Downtown Whitesburg off to our south and west, sitting in the middle 50s at this hour, as many of us are. We're all wearing jackets here in downtown Pikeville. Middle and upper 50s around the region as we've gone through this afternoon. A few 60s still left, though. Look at Moorhead sitting at 63. It's pinpoint Doppler. We are actually drying out a little bit here in the Big Sandy, but we take you down to the Cumberland Valley in our next round of rain, beginning to move into the I-75 corridor. So if you're headed out to Friday night football, of course, our Appalachian Wireless game of the week tonight at Harlan County at Bell County, it's going to be a soggy affair with temperatures remaining in the low to mid 50s throughout the game. So figure out a way to stay warm and dry if you're headed out to football tonight. We're still not done with the showers as we start off the weekend. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a few short minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. You just saw him there in downtown Pikeville, and that new festival is well underway now, kicking off day one with a little mountain fun. WYMT's Buddy Forbes is also live in Pikeville for us today for the Moonshine Music and Artisan Makers Festival. Quite a title, Buddy.
Yes, Steve, we've seen a little rain, a little sunshine, and a whole lot of moonshine as the first day of the event kicks off. And though it is a new festival, organizers say it is showing a lot of promise. Vendors are showing up and visitors are lining up.
We're excited to finally get this one off the ground. We were going to do it earlier in the fall.
As Pikeville's newest festival opened Friday, after being postponed due to COVID-19 concerns earlier this season.
We wanted a festival that would bring us back to our heritage, that would celebrate our Appalachian tradition and our roots.
Now the streets are flowing as the Moonshine Music and Makers Festival fills the weekend schedule, celebrating mountain culture.
You know, moonshine is a big part of our heritage and working with our hands and the crafts. And that's who we are, and that's what we're known for. And of course, the music.
By bringing people together for some food, fun, wild laughter.
Because I think people need it. People are wanting to get out and socialize some more and be outdoors and celebrate the fall season, and certainly I think this is the best time to do that.
And a little white lightning. Music is pouring through the town, and 2 stages are set up for live performances, so I think I'll make my way over and see how this local talent is shining. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Buddy, thank you very much. Now, there's also a pumpkin painting booth near the stage, and we will hear from some of the Moonshiners, musicians, and artisan makers coming up tonight at 6. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this TGIF Friday. The Dow closes up today more than 89 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. Well, late word this afternoon that millions of people are a step closer to being eligible for the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine after the FDA cleared child-sized doses of the vaccine, a third of the amount given to teens and adults, to children ages 5 to 11. This authorization is for emergency use, and the final decision now lies in the hands of the CDC, who is scheduled to meet Tuesday to discuss more details into how the rollout should look if it moves forward, with a decision from the agency's director expected shortly afterwards. Now, in light of this step forward, Pfizer is set to begin shipping millions of vials of the child's version as soon as possible, with different colored caps to avoid confusion between the two. The Justice Department and the Federal Trade Commission are suing a Utah company over claims that its nasal spray prevents COVID-19. The DOJ announced today it filed a complaint against Clear and its founder, Nathan Jones. In June 2020, the FTC sent a warning letter to the company to stop making claims that are not supported by competent or reliable scientific evidence. But Clear continued to publish articles and videos claiming its nasal spray, quote, kills and or deactivates coronavirus. The Justice Department says the COVID-19 Consumer Protection Act prohibits these types of practices. Facebook has announced it will now go by the name Meta. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the rebrand is meant to usher in a new era of the web, one where we'll spend more time in virtual worlds. The ambitious announcement comes as Facebook faces intense scrutiny after leaked internal documents suggested not only did it know its platforms can fuel hate and misinformation, but it also did little to stop it. Former employee Brian Boland left Facebook after more than a decade over concerns about the platform driving polarization.
You should be terrified, because if the company is going to build a new metaverse and a new place where people can interact in new ways, but is going to have safety, security, protecting against misinformation and hate speech as a relatively low priority, what world is that going to be?
Andrew Bosworth, Vice President of Reality Labs for Meta, insists the timing is coincidental, saying it was put in motion 6 months ago and that a 2-week turnaround on this scale would not have been possible. Zuckerberg says he expects the metaverse to reach 1 billion people within the next decade. Coming up, we'll preview tonight's biggest high school football games as the regular season comes to an end.
And we're dry right now in downtown Pikeville, but more showers are moving into the area right now. I'll have all those details on the way.